Hi everybody, it's Jill Lancet. How are you? We're going to make a card for the blokes tonight, and this card we made in our September classes of this year, and it's quite a simple concept, and you can do this with whatever team colours your bloke follows, or girl for that matter. Was a bit sexist, wasn't it? Girls like football too. Not this girl, but anyway, this is a very, very simple card. It's a tent fold, and I'm going to show you just how I got there. And I used some punches, but if you don't have any of these punches, I'm going to show you how to do it alternatively. Okay, I think we'll get going. Now, the first thing I have is a square card. Now, in Australian measurements, I've got a project sheet. Please email me at tilly2145@gmail.com if you'd like a copy of it. It's a square card, and it's 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 inches, or 13.5 by 13.5 in centimetres. And I have run this through my embossing machine with the, what's it called? Exposed brick. All the details will be below, okay? So I've got my card. The front of it has been embossed. You can see it on both sides. And I'm just going to give that a bit of a burnish with my bone folder. So it's a tent fold card with this gorgeous embossing on the front of it, exposed brick. Now, what you need, and I have some scribbled down notes that I'm going to be referring to, so just bear with me. In our class, because we live in Australia, it was all in centimetres and millimetres, etc. And I've had to convert that to inches, so yeah. So there's our card base. I'm going to pop that over there. When I'm looking for it, it's over there, okay? So we've done that. You can stamp the inside of your card at this point. I'm not going to stamp it, but you would. I stamped our sample one for the class. It was just a retired stamp, wishing you the best day ever. But yeah, that's the next step. Now, what I have here, I've got two lots, because I'm going to show you the punched way, and then I'm going to show you the other way without using a punch, okay? So I have here mat 7. Now, it's mat 7 in metric. If you are in the US, it will be 4 3/8 by 2 3/4. Okay. 4 3/8. Let me just measure that again. I'm nervous now. 4 and, what is it? Well, it's actually 4 3/8 by 2 3/4. Yes. I'm going to put that in the notes. And what I need you to do is to measure in 1.2 centimetres from each of these top lines. Now, here's a little tip. When you're using dark cardstock and you need to make a mark on it, sometimes it's really tricky to see. I've got this little dressmaker's pencil. It's white. So I've made my little marks there, and this is with the punch, okay? This is what I'm going to do with the punch. So it's 1.2 centimetres in, and then I'm going to use this 1 3/8 square punch. Now, I don't know how long I've had this. I don't even know where I got it from, but by crikey, it's handy for this. So if you can see those two little marks there, I'm actually going to line these up diagonally in my punch. So I want it to be straight. Crikey, I hope you can see it. Let me line it up first, and then and then I'll show you. So I need it to be exactly on the diagonal. There's my little marks. I made them a little bit bigger so that I could see them. So they're there. I've lined up the corners with the straight edge of this piece, and I'm going to punch it. And that is the neckline of our little footy jersey. Now, if you don't have this handy dandy 1 3/8 inch punch, I'm going to show you how to do this. So you're going to take your mat 7 or your 4 3/8 by 2 3/4, and you're going to do exactly the same thing. Just say you're you don't have the punch. Okay, this is, sorry, I digress. So it's 1.2, actually it's 1.1 centimeters, 1.1 centimeters, or it's going to be 7/16 of an inch in metric. Now I need to find the center. In this case, it's 3.5. In the case of the inches, it is, hang on, where's my centering ruler? It is 1 3/8. So 1 3/8 from either side, you will find the center. And then I want to go down 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters. So I'm lining up my center mark with the top edge, and I'm going 2.5 or 1 inch, and I'm putting a mark. Now, if I don't have the punch, I'm going to rule from the center point to that, where I marked that, and I'm going to do the other side as well. So where I've marked that at that 1.2 centimeter mark, and I'm just going to snip that with my paper snips. So if you don't have the punch, this is just as easy to cut out. And there we go. Now, that is the body of the shirt. Okay, so this is the punched one. This is the hand cut one. They look exactly the same. Hang on, I've got to have a mouthful of tea. I've got peppermint tea tonight. Cheers, everybody. Just for a change, I like to have different teas. Now, if I'm using the punches, I found this punch, and it's a tag, and it's got a curve on the top of it, and I looked at that when I sat down to sort of work out how I was going to make this. Yeah, I looked at that and I went, you know, that looks like the shoulder part of a sleeve. So I've just got a scrap of the same colour, and I'm just going to punch out this shape. And of course, I need 2 of them. So if I didn't have this punch, and again, I don't know how long I've had this, and I don't know where I got it from, but you know, you might have the same punch, but if not, don't worry. You're going to use 2 strips, and they will be 1 inch by 1 3/4 or 2.5 by 4.5 centimeters. So I'm going to do, this is the punched one, this is the cut out one, okay? So let's just pop those there like that. Now, the next thing you need is some strips of Look, this is a team that my husband goes for, and their colours are this blue and yellow. You pick which colour you like for your shirt. It could be just a t-shirt. It could be simply a t-shirt. So we need as many stripes as your footy team allows. And these are cut to fit. They were just strips and I've just cut them. If you want to make them longer, then you can trim them off, that's fine. But we also need, these are 1 centimetre wide, or what's that in old money, 3/8 of an inch. And they are the same width as the body of your shirt. I've got so many scribbled notes, I can't remember. But it'll be all on the project sheet, I promise you. So I'm going to actually glue that down, and this one, and I want a spacer. So I'm just going to use a spacer one because I'm going to not glue that middle one down, okay? So I'm going to pop some glue on the first one. Now you use whatever glue you like. Oh, it's very warm here tonight. So my glue has decided to be very, very naughty. So I'm just going to pop those together and take some of the glue off. Right. So the first one I'm going to pop down here where I think it should be, just across the chest of the shirt. Now you can line this up on your grid mat, just to make sure that's straight. Then I need a spacer, and then I'm going to glue the second one down as well. So if I use a spacer, I've got the perfect distance between. Okay, so now I can just remove that middle one. I've got perfect stripes, look at that. Now, the other thing I want to do is, oh, I better do it on this one too, hey. No, I don't need to do that. It's only when I get to the putting the sleeves on. So now I want to glue one stripe on the bottom of the shirt. So I'm just popping that across the bottom of the shirt, and then I'm going to trim that off because I can use the other half of it for the other sleeve. So from the back, I can line that up and just trim that off. So I think I'll just do one of each. I'm doing the same thing with this one here, okay? So however far down you reckon is a good thing. And then I'm going to trim that off at the back. So I've got one of each sleeve now, and this is exactly how this is going to go. I'm just going to lay that there and glue it on. Now with this curved one, yeah, it fits just as well. Now if you have any overhang, obviously you can just trim that off. So that's how that goes. Okay, so I will do this one on this side, just to show you both of them. So I need to pop a bit of glue on there and a bit of glue on there and line the two of them up. Crikey, that's a lot of glue. Okay. Oops, no, I want it like that. Silly. Dear, oh dear. Now, just be aware that this has got to go onto your card, so you don't want the sleeves to be like, you know, straight out, or you won't fit it on your card. So just how a normal t-shirt would kind of go would be perfect. I'm just going to take that glue off there. So that is the straight one, and I can see that I need to just trim that off at the top. Just like that. Now with this second one, I'm going to do the same thing. Just going to pop a bit of glue on there and line this up as well. And it's that easy. The ladies in the class really liked this. They thought this was a good card for fellas. So if you have any overhang, you can just trim that off, and that's that done. Now, I won't continue with the other side. I've just shown you how to do that. But those measurements will work out exactly the same. Now, this is going onto my card, and you can either pop it on like that, or you can have it going at an angle. It's totally up to you. You can put it up onto dimensionals if you want to. I'm actually going to put the sentiment up on dimensionals, so I might just glue this on. Now this is going on to an embossed card, so you know, make sure you've got enough glue. And I think I'll put this one on an angle because the other one is straight up and down, and that way it'll give you just an idea of the difference of the two. Now, I have set up on one of my stamping platforms just a very simple, small happy birthday, and I'm just going to simply ink that up, pop my little basic white piece, which is exactly the same size as my stripes. I'm going to pop that in there. Now, I'm not sure whether you can see that. It's in there. I'm going to pop a little magnet there. I'm going to ink up my happy birthday. Now, you can put whatever sentiment as long as it fits in your stripe. Now, if it doesn't fit in your stripe, don't matter. You can still put a sentiment on there. Oops. And yeah, it will look fantastic. So I'm just going to lay that down, stamp that, and then if I need to, I can stamp that again, but that looks pretty good to me. So I'm just going to give this a wipe, and that's our stamping done. I'm not doing the sentiment, so there we go. Look, and I'm just going to banner the edges, banner the ends of this. So it's very simple. Just a center cut and then join those cuts up from side to side. I'm going to show you again. Just to cut down the center about, I don't know, probably not even 1/4 of an inch from the corner to the center. I always flip it over from the corner to the center. Now, don't forget there is a project sheet for this, and I'm going to stick some dimensionals onto my beautiful sentiment, and I know it's going to fit in there because we allowed that space. I think we need another one. I don't like saggy sentiments. There we go. I'll just peel those off. Straight in the bin. Nope, she says. Take your pick. Hang on. Hang on. Oops. There we go. Now I'm just going to pop that in the space that I've left now. Yep. So we'll have a look at the other one where the jersey is straight across or at an angle. And I'm not sure if that needs any other embellishments or anything like that. Guys, let me know what you think about that. A very quick, very easy Blokey-Bloke footy shirt card, and there is a project sheet. Please email me at tilly2145@gmail.com and ask for the Blokey-Bloke footy jersey card. I know that's a lot of words, but there you go. Very, very simple card. Pop a sentiment in the middle, and there you go. Bob's your uncle. Guys, thanks so much for crafting with me tonight. Look, take care, be kind, be safe. I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget, if you'd like a copy of the matte templates as well, same email address, request matte templates, and if you want a copy of the project sheet, request it then. It is the same name as this video. Thank you guys, take care, and I'll see you all next time. Hooray, bye for now.